Hello, and welcome back to Cape Corner, where we cover the blah and the blah and the blah every week. I'm Uncle Jay.
And I'm blue.
Say it! Say the whole joke! And this week we're covering the Clown Prince of Crime. Sorry, man, I had something stuck in my throat. What are we doing?
I don't know. You just wanted to talk about Joker.
Huh. Weird. I don't know. I blacked out for a minute there, but if you say it's Joker, let's talk about Joker.
Yeah, okay. Well, jeez, give me a second. I gotta regain my composure. Whew. If we're talking about Joker, it's probably going to be a long episode because this is like a character where you never have you never run out of stuff to talk about.
We constantly mention him on this show.
That's true. Oh man, I don't even like. It's so big. The dumps. No, but like it's where do I start? Because okay, I guess you have to start at the origin, right? Like way back in what year was it? Okay, 1938 was Action Comics 1. That was the first appearance of Superman. I want to say like 1940, I think.
Somewhere in there?
Was when Batman first appeared in Detective Comics, and soon after he got his own comic line. And in Batman #1, his first villain to appear in his own solo series was Joker. And I always think it's really funny when a comic series just kills off a villain immediately, and then they went, shit, that guy should have been the arch enemy. And then they just bring him back. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Shredder dies in the first issue.
That's hilarious.
And Batman straight up murders Joker at the end. Like, and I know this because I've actually read this one. I did
cool.
It was a few years ago, but Joker had an insane overbite. And there's actually a reason for that. So, do you know about the conceptual background of Joker? How they came up with the idea?
I know the design was based on it was either a movie called The Man Who Laughs or a movie called The Smiling Man. I cannot remember the name of the movie.
It was The Man Who Laughs.
Okay.
It was a story about a circus freak who perpetually had his face twisted to look like he was smiling. And I believe it was a dive into his depression, because everyone would always mock him and always like or be off put by his appearance, and because it always looked like he was smiling, people never like took his feelings seriously because they always assumed like he was a good sport. But
man, this is a much sadder movie than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but like a bunch of old black and white movies were about physical deformities and people trying to live their lives with them. There was also The Elephant Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But so the way Joker originally looked with this big overbite, and his forehead was kind of sloped back a little bit, is almost exactly like if you look up what The Man Who Laughs looks like, it looks almost exactly the same.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Now, all right, I'm gonna have to fast forward a bit to the topic of the three Jokers because I hate this shit. But
have you read it?
Huh?
Have you read it?
I read like the couple pages that talked about it, but I didn't read the entire surrounding story arc.
If it ever shows up on the DC Universe app, I'll read it, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
Okay, long story short is that in recent years, I can't remember. It was like it was during the tail end of New 52, right? When Batman got Metron's chair, or was that after Rebirth?
That was New 52. That was the war. That was the big Dark Side war, I believe.
Right. So Batman got a hold of Metron's chair, one of the new gods, and when he sat in it, he became a god. And with his sudden rush of omniscience, he was like, "What the fuck?" And so then later on, when he's not a god anymore, he like takes the others to the Batcave and pulls up 3 images of Joker, and he's like, "These are different guys." And they're like, "What?" And so they try to.
I remember how they first seeded that was really they got me hyped because I read that book. I have the paperback sitting right over there of that book, and he gets the chair and he says, "All right, let's test this out," because I think the deal is that Metron doesn't know everything, the chair knows everything. Yes. and so he asks the chair, "Who murdered the Waynes?" And it, does a ping, and he goes, "Yes, Joe Chill, that's correct." And he asks a couple more questions that would be hard to know, but that he knows the answer to test if the chair is honest. And then he says, "Who is the Joker?" And it does a little ping, which tells us it gave him an answer. And he goes, "No, that's impossible." And it must have told him there are 3.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the version that first appeared way back in the 40s was the Golden Age Joker, who is essentially a glorified crime boss. He just uses guns, is like, "Fuck Batman, I'm trying to get my money, so kill him," and really doesn't have like this twisted love thing that most Jokers have for Batman. Killing Batman is a matter of like trying to protect his business interests and all that shit.
Yeah.
Then because of the Comics Code Authority, we wound up, which started off with a lot of, haha, I'm throwing pies at you and it's going to mess up your vision. But then that was
joy
also,
buzzers and squirt flowers.
But what's really funny is that that's also the same Joker that would wind up doing shit like Death in the Family.
Yeah.
So that's the classic Joker that everyone thinks of when they think of Joker.
And which one was that? Because I remember that they called them the criminal, the clown, and the comedian. Which one was that one? The clown?
I guess I don't know. I would call the last one a fucking comedian. The last one's just a sick bastard. Because when they decided to get real edgy for the new age, first of all, the newest Joker's haircut, atrocious. I hate it. Disgusting.
The receding hairline thing, or the
fade. Like,
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I hate the fade.
Yeah. But also he okay. So this is the one that when people talk about Joker stabbing babies or something, it's this one.
Yeah, he's completely sadistic. He's completely nihilist.
He cut off his own face and hung it up on a wall and was like, "I'll be back for this," and then left for a year. And he just lived his life for a year without a face. And then he came back to Gotham, and then he stapled it back onto his head.
Yeah. This Joker's a fucking horror movie monster.
Yes.
And they at some point imply that he's like not human. It's like volume 9 of the New 52 Batman stuff where he's like surviving impossible things, and there's some hints that he might be as old as Ra's al Ghul because there's some like urban myths from ancient times that seem to line up to the Joker, and some old pictures that have him in them. It's really hard for us to tell if it's a big hoax, a big joke that Joker's playing, or if he's some sort of immortal monster.
Well, here's a couple things I want to say about that point. First of all, the whole immortal monster was actually meant to smooth out a couple of retcons.
Interesting.
Like, because Joker has quote unquote died multiple times, but it's always been vague enough that they were still able to write him into the next issue. But for readers who were like, wait, didn't he die in the last issue? It was still confusing, right?
Yeah.
Again, the whole thing with Batman originally murdered him and then he just popped back up later. The whole thing of I just said it, death in the family.
Yeah.
Where there's famously, like, the last page of Death in the Family is Batman and Joker standing in the rain in a graveyard, and they both just start laughing. Like this traumatic event has upset Batman so much that he can't express it other than laughing anymore.
My God.
And like it's like he starts to double over with laughter, and so he puts his hands on Joker's shoulders to like brace himself, and the shot just cuts down to like a puddle of water, and the laughing just suddenly cuts out. It just stops and it's silent for like the last panel or two, and the heavy implication was that he fucking strangled or broke Joker's neck.
Yeah, finally lost it.
Yeah. And then Joker was just fine. Like a couple issues later, he's just fine. And so that, like, a couple things like that, instances where the Joker received things that clearly just some crazy guy who has a couple knives shouldn't be able to survive. They were like, well, it's because he's immortal. And so this is what I find very interesting. They tied 1, 2, 3, like 3 different characters together with this idea. And they tied Ra's al Ghul, Solomon Grundy, and Joker together.
I think they also made a reference to Vandal Savage.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, 4. Okay, here is revelation of Joker being immortal spiraled into, which I actually think is brilliant. The meteorite that fell from space during the Cro-Magnon era landed in front of one Vandal Savage, radiated with a sickly green glow, and he slept next to it, and it granted him immortality. The radiation from that meteorite poisoned an underground water spring right under the meteor. On the foundation of land that would eventually become Gotham City. In the 1700s, in this same land, this area has become swampland now, and one of the areas of the swamp has like sick green sludge water, and a man named Cyrus Gold is on the run from the townsfolk for murder. He winds up getting struck by lightning and falling into this green sludge, and he emerges as Solomon Grundy, who every time he dies, he resurrects from the dead. Ra's al Ghul has been using the chemical that he calls Lazarus for centuries to keep himself alive, and he winds up having an interest in Gotham because there's a big old Lazarus spring there that he can turn into a Lazarus pit. and it culminates with the idea that Joker was a guy who. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit muddy for me. The original implication was that, like, the green vat that Joker fell into an Ace chemical, which bleached his skin and made his hair green.
Yeah.
The implication is that was Lazarus, but then that also wouldn't make sense if he was supposed to already be operating for centuries.
Yeah,
Like,
well, and I guess, well, you know what? In the New 52, that works because, oh, maybe it doesn't. I
well,
don't know.
unless it was one of the Jokers was operating for centuries, and then the newer Joker fell into the vat, which turned out to be Lazarus.
That could be. That'd be interesting. I also like that, since you mentioned his origin story, or what we're pretty sure is his origin story, because it
As
changes
close as you
depending
can
on.
get.
It's as close as you can get, but it changes depending on which Earth you're on. And I love that there are comic books where we're told that's the origin story, and then it's left very vague about whether or not it's true. But my favorite one is the New 52, where they do that origin story, but you still don't know who he is, because we find, I think they mentioned the name Jack Napier. I think they used that. I can't remember if they used that or not, but they gave a name that it's like, this is the guy who's the leader of the Red Hoods. And then in a later scene in the comic, Batman, this is like volume 5, like a year 1 type Batman. I think it was 0 year. I think that was it. He's fighting the leader of the Red Hood gang, and then the guy topples over the thing and falls into the chemicals. I was like, awesome, we know the Joker's name in the New 52. And then later, Batman says that he found the dead guy, who I think was Jack Napier, but who he thought was the leader, killed in an alley like a few hours later. And so it's like, I have no idea who killed this guy and took his place. I don't know who fell into that vat of acid. And I thought that was kind of cool that they made me think for a minute that they were giving me the name of the Joker in the New 52, and then they took it back.
So what you're telling me is that they decided to make it so that there was some completely separate dude whose name is based on the fucking word Jack Nape.
I can't remember if it was Jack Napier or not. I'm just throwing that in because it would be funny.
Okay, because that's,
it might have been something else.
I didn't know when I was younger, but Jack Napier is based on like Jack Nape, which is just an old timey word for a fucking clown, essentially.
That's funny. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's like in the old radio announcer voice, you'd hear like, "Oh, what sort of wily schemes is this Jackanape going to get into today?" Like,
that sounds about right.
Yeah. So the whole thing with Three Jokers, I think conceptually it's interesting, but I feel like it really robs the Joker of individuality if he's just part of a match set.
Mm-hmm. I've heard the book doesn't work.
Yeah, I've not heard good things about the actual story that they play with, and I think if I was going to be making a story like that, I would do I can't remember. Have you seen Young Justice?
Yeah.
Season 3?
Yeah.
I would do a Granny Goodness situation.
Ooh.
Where there was one dude who sort of gained immortality. Maybe it was the original criminal one. And something, because when you're immortal, lots of shit can happen, right? I don't know, he could have ran into fucking Apocalypse or Dr. Fate or any of this magical bullshit. Had his psyche fracture and physically split into 3. So the sadist The insane clown and the cruel businessman all were like three separate facets of his personality. Um, and they just split into three. And if they had the same idea that I just did of like, fuck this, I'm not part of a match set, and then all just went their separate ways.
That would be fun.
Yeah. And then like have the story that they all converge back into one. And
Yeah.
he's just now, because the other two personalities have like defined themselves so strongly, he's not just this dull, like clown themed businessman anymore. He's just like, I am the one true Joker. Fuck you, bats.
I really want that to be in some episode of something or a movie. Put that in the next The Batman. Is have the Joker. Fuck you, bats.
Did you see that comic panel I shared a few weeks ago where it was Joker fighting Catwoman?
No.
Okay, there's a thing where Joker's fighting Catwoman. He's like, so what's your deal? You act like you're one of us, like you're a criminal, but you're constantly siding with Batman anyway. I guess anyone could get amnesty as long as they sleep with Batman, huh? And she's like, Joker, shut the fuck up. And he's like, oh, you're not even that good, I bet. I could fuck him better than you could.
Oh my god. That's glorious.
He is so gay for Batman. And like the idea that he's just like upset at it more than anything is
you
like,
mean
Joker.
I could have been doing this the whole time?
So I could blow up an orphanage and then give him a quick blowy in an alley and I could just walk? What the fuck?
Oh my god. I love it. So the name is the name Jack Napier originally from the 1989?
Yes.
Okay.
So on that subject, I would like to start talking about the various portrayals.
Oh yeah. There's a lot.
Okay. Well, before Jack Nicholson, we gotta go back.
Cesar Romero.
Mr. Romero. He is definitely the classic Joker. He definitely killed it for the time and the tone that it was going for. Why could you not just shave your mustache, dude? It's not like it doesn't grow back.
Every time it comes up, I quote that section from a Mr. Sunday Movies video where he was talking about the intimidation factor of each of the Jokers, and he gets to Cesar Romero, and he goes, "This is the scariest one." And he goes, "That man painted over a mustache. You have no idea what he's capable of. That's a man living on the edge."
Yeah. As a bit, I do find that funny, but like, see, I didn't notice it until people pointed out. But then again, I was never an avid watcher of Batman 66, so like, I pulled up a clip after someone mentioned it. I was like, oh my god.
I got the movie on DVD.
Oh yeah. I used to have the movie on VHS. My mom did, and I remember as a kid, I was watching it, and like, you know how there's a point where your brain turns on, and like, you suddenly start forming memories. This wasn't that for me, but I remember my first memory was me climbing a bookshelf and almost falling. So that was when my brain turned on. But I had an extremely similar experience because I must have been zoning out. My ADHD must have been kicking in, and I wasn't really paying attention to the movie. And I just suddenly snapped to focus when he pulled out bat shark repellent.
Yeah. I think it's just like, a very memorable moment.
Yeah, I was like, well, what? Excuse me? And what's funny is that I spent years being like, fucking shark repellent. Stupid. Ridiculous. Who would ever have something like that. That's such a fantasy item. No, apparently that's a real thing.
Shark repellent.
And do you know who made it?
Oh God, who?
Julia Child. Oh, hello. The fucking cook lady from the 70s or whatever that a shit ton of suburban middle class white women learned to cook from, also developed military grade shark repellent.
That's pretty funny.
Used by the Navy.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, so Cesar Romero's, he's great. He went all out. That dude's performing at 11.
Yeah, that's true.
The laugh is just delightfully wacky. He's got a really fun portrayal of the Joker, and it's a perfect reflection of the time.
There's a really great clip I saw the other day of Cesar Romero's Joker where he's on the phone with Batman.
Yes.
He's upset because Batman foiled his latest scheme, and he's like, "Why, Batman, you're a cheat. Why, if you were here right now, I would pound you so hard." And he hangs up, and the camera slowly pans, and Batman's right behind him with a fucking landline phone in his hand, and he hangs up, and he's like, "Well, start pounding, Joker." And Joker just goes, "Ah!" It's so much better if you watch it as like the perfectly timed cut version.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I've seen that in meme form. I have not seen that in clip form. I ought to find it.
Oh, I haven't seen it as a meme. So after Cesar Romero, we didn't really have a. I don't think we had other. I mean, the only portrayal of Joker we had would be a couple decades later as Jack Nicholson's.
Yeah, unless you count like voice actors in like Super Friends and the Adventures of Batman and Robin.
They sucked though. Okay,
yeah, I know. But I'm just pointing out a technicality.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, here's Joker from Super Friends. So the Batman is coming after me. I'll put a stop to him with this Jack in the Box that I have. There you go.
That's exactly what that was pretty good.
Thank you. I just pinched the bridge of my nose because that's all that guy did. Yeah, so literally the only thing that Joker is memorable for is that he got beat by the Scooby Gang.
That's hilarious.
That's all I remember him for. He fought Scooby-Doo and lost.
So then we get to good old Nicholson. And man, for the darker tone of this movie, this dude nailed it. Nicholson, just the performances of the Joker by Jack Nicholson is incredible to me. They all have such a good laugh, except one of them. We'll get to him. And I love that each laugh is very different, but still very Joker.
Now I'm trying to think of who has the bad laugh.
We'll get to it.
Okay. I'm sure I'll go, oh yeah, duh, when
yeah, you will. Anyway, Nicholson, what do you think?
Oh yeah, duh, fucking
Yeah, it's the dying seagull one is the one
I'm
referring to.
Yeah. I was in such a good mood thinking of good Jokers that
you forgot he existed.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah.
This is going to be the most laugh-heavy episode of Cape Corner.
Yeah, appropriate. Jack Nicholson has some of the most destructive firepower I've ever seen any Joker wield. When he pulls out a gun out of his pants and the barrel is
it's
as
like
long
the
as
full
one of his
length of
legs.
his pants.
And he shoots, and that gun apparently takes down the Batwing. A single shot, and like a chunk of the Batwing is blown off, and Batman has to crash land it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! You had that in your pants?
I love his delivery of just completely unhinged, completely psychotic, having a good time. He's going, you are my number one guy.
Which
having
is
fun.
Himself mocking the boss.
Yes.
I also wanted to say Batman in that movie is also unhinged.
Yeah, that's the I mean, this is the you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. Yeah.
Please, Michael Keaton, reprise that phrase in the Flash movie if it comes out. If it comes out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Real quick. All right. Look, every once in a while, I got to bring up some bullshit online drama. Okay. Ezra Miller is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And I had no positive feelings towards this person.
Mm-hmm.
And with all of this news of them just abusing the shit out of people coming out, now I have more negative feelings than just I didn't like your portrayal of the Flash.
See, I had a 180 involved here because when I saw him in the original Justice League and then a couple cameo appearances somewhere, I see him interviewed. I'm like, this guy seems great. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh yeah, sorry. I can't wait to see Ezra's Flash. They did great in the movie. And I was like, I didn't like the theatrical Justice League, but I thought Ezra was great as the Flash in it. And now, all that goodwill.
Yeah.
All of it.
All of this is to say, you see what I just did there? You see what we just did?
Yeah.
You misgendered. I was like, it's them. And then you're like, oh yeah, my bad. And then we kept talking about how Ezra is a fucking dickhead.
Yes.
It's really just that easy. And yet, this big fucking deal has been made online.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, you fucking LGBT fucks. You care more about gendering them correctly. It's like, no, we clearly don't. I'm still over here saying that somebody should beat fucking Ezra's head in with a brick.
Yeah, none of us ever said, well, Ezra's non-binary, so you shouldn't be mean to him. No, be mean to him. No, I'm sorry, them. Jesus. I get that it's difficult, right? It is difficult sometimes.
I had a non-binary partner. That shit's not easy to get in your brain. It's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to say this.
Yeah,
it's fine, but when people start intentionally and one of the excuses I've seen multiple people make is like, when people do bad things like this, we shouldn't respect them. We shouldn't we should misgender them. And my response to that is, okay,
I fucking hate that
whenever
argument.
you see a guy, a cis man, like stab a woman, why don't you call them she, her?
Yeah. If you don't do it for everyone, don't do it just for non-binary. That just means that you see that as an easy thing to attack about non-binary people, and that's shitty.
Exactly. It proves that you don't respect their situation, their pronouns generally, and you're just using this as an excuse to misgender them in a situation where you think you can get away with it. And it's so easy. And in fact, if you're fucking homophobic or whatever, wouldn't it be better for you to gender them correctly? Because the idea is that this is a non-binary person. They do not subscribe to your binary gender ideology. And look at what a fucking prick they are. Because that's the point, is that, I always advocate for marginalized groups, but I've always also said being part of a marginalized group doesn't make you an angel either.
Individual responsibility still applies.
The entire point of we're all just normal people and we shouldn't be treated as different than normal people means that, like normal people, we can be bad. We can be bad, or we can be good. We can be tall
I could
or
be
short.
brown. I could be blue. I could be violet. Sorry.
Yeah. The point is that like you gotta treat people based on how they deserve to be treated on an individual basis. You should not be blanket mean to someone because they're trans, but on the same token, you should not blanket defend all trans people because some of them are Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you see a black dude do something wrong and you're like, well, for this one, it's okay to break out the N-word. No, it isn't.
No,
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 it's not.
that's still racist, and that still shows that you're just looking for an excuse to be racist. And it's the same thing.
It shows that you just kind of passively accept that you shouldn't be racist most of the time just because you don't want people annoyed with you, but you don't actually believe that you shouldn't be racist. Yeah, it's been exhausting.
Yeah, the way that I saw a lot of people word it that I think is very true is that if you are misgendering Ezra just because of what they've been doing, it proves that you think that non-binary or trans people or whatever need to earn respect, whereas you just give that respect freely to everyone else.
Yep.
Sorry for derailing our insane clown men talk. I did want to get that out there real quick because
Also, since we're here, I just want to get your opinion on what do we do with the Flash movie? Did this even get released?
I was never even fucking interested, man. I don't want the first Flash movie to be a Flashpoint movie.
Yeah.
The Flashpoint story should be like
it's done. They finished it. And now they're stirring up all this shit. And they can't do, they can't have them in press tours.
You know what they can do? They can give it the 1990 Fantastic Four treatment. Put it direct to video. Don't advertise it.
Well, that's exactly what I've been saying. I've been saying Warner Bros. Has two options here. Either get Ezra a lot of help. I don't know what's wrong with them, but get them to rehab, whatever needs to happen. Get them well, and then get them back out on a triumphant look at my redemption arc thing. And that's if you're still insistent on releasing this in theaters. That's the only way you can do it. My preference would be just drop it on HBO Max tomorrow. Don't say anything about it. And then quietly let Ezra go. Because you can't fire Ezra before the movie is out. That's just not tenable.
Yeah.
It's like, just drop it tomorrow and then fire Ezra. I don't know. It's just... I don't know. This movie is cursed.
Yeah, I agree.
You get all the Ray Fisher stuff. Now you got all the Ezra stuff. You've got the 12 delays. This movie was supposed to come out in March of 2018.
Gal Gadot hates Palestinians. Yada yada.
I don't think she's in it though, so that's just a DC curse. But this movie specifically is even more cursed than the rest of DC.
True. All right. We're going to take a quick ad break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking about portrayals of the Joker.
And we're back. It's going to do a big radio voice. No, you go ahead.
It's fine.
I'm just in a great mood today. The Joker makes me happy.
Oh, I can tell, buddy. I can tell he does. You might want to see a counselor. When we're done. All right. So the next Joker is the legendary and the extremely imitatable Mark Hamill.
I wouldn't say extreme. I try to have a good Mark Hamill impression.
No.
It's not quite there.
No, but everybody does his Joker.
Oh, okay, yeah. But if you want to do Joker, you're probably imitating Mark Hamill.
Yes,
that's okay. That makes sense.
Batman the Animated Series was the emergence of Luke Skywalker's own Mark Hamill playing the Joker. And holy shit, like Luke Skywalker's a classic, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like you'd be like, yeah, that's definitely a Mark Hamill role. But I could see anyone else these days. Like, he's an old guy now, so playing a young Luke Skywalker, I would want someone else doing it, as opposed to just
there are a
doing
bunch of
CGI
people where
face.
if you cast them as Luke Skywalker, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. That's still Luke.
Yeah. But like, I feel like Joker is the Mark Hamill role at this point.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like it's insane because Luke Skywalker is the main character of Star Wars.
Yes.
And for me to be like, that's not his defining role, speaks to how much of a breath of life, of fresh air that he injected into this character. Like I said, if whenever anyone goes, I'm going to do a Joker impression, they do a Mark Hamill impression without even thinking about it. That's how intrinsically linked his voice is to this character.
It's the voice you hear in your head when you read a Batman comic book.
Exactly. And a bunch of other voice actors do Mark Hamill impressions when they voice the Joker. Troy Baker. I mean, his makes sense because his is literally the same character as Mark Hamill's Joker.
And his is nearly perfect. I've never been more impressed with an impression of another role than with Troy Baker taking on the Joker.
Sure. A bunch of the animated movie things where they didn't have Mark Hamill is just a guy doing a Mark Hamill impression.
Yep. And most of them don't work.
No.
What's interesting is that leads to some voice actors having to come up with their own thing, and then because that doesn't feel like Mark Hamill, it doesn't work.
It doesn't feel right. Yeah. Well, because like sometimes they just go so far away from what Mark Hamill's Joker sounds like that it just sounds like someone trying way too hard to make a character that's not even Joker.
Yeah.
Like John DiMaggio's Joker, I can barely even register as Joker, to be perfectly honest, because he's just using his own voice.
Yeah, it's a voice, and then he laughs sometimes. The Young Justice Joker is my no hate to the actor. I'm sure that's what he wanted to do. And he did whatever he was going for well. I just don't like the way that Joker sounds.
I don't give a shit about how he sounds, but his writing is fucking atrocious. It's not about the way he sounds when he says things, but the things he says make me want to fucking gouge my eyes out. Like, I absolutely... Okay, my friend Riley has been watching Young Justice for the first time and was like, oh, I do not like this Joker. And I was like, you know what? People talk trash about Young Justice and I'm constantly defending it as like the best DC thing, but you know what? That's a valid criticism. I fucking hate Brent Spiner's Joker. Brent Spiner, for those of you who don't know, he's Data.
Oh, wow.
From Star Trek. He's also that one scientist from, what was it? Independence Day or something?
Yeah.
But mostly he's Data from Star Trek, right? So like he did Joker, and I don't think his voice or his portrayal is bad, but God, and like it becomes very apparent that the writing was the biggest problem over the design, over the voice, over anything else, because that Joker returns in flashback form in season 4, and they're not making him say the cringe-inducing jokes.
Yeah.
And he's much more palatable. like, okay, because his thing is that every time he says what could be a good joke and he should stop, he keeps going. Like, there's a bit where, okay, some of the things he says, Ivy compliments him on being able to juggle a bunch of plant monsters at once, and he's like, I've got practice juggling my multiple personalities. And it's like, well, what are you going to wear black Jinko jeans and say you've practiced the sword next, you fucking edgelord? Or like he'll be like, all this power at my fingertips. Some might call me a control freak. Others, just a freak.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. And then you compare that to Mark Hamill's Joker, who's so beautifully well written, because Mark Hamill's Joker, in everything he appears in, which, by the way, now spans over 20 years, which is insane. He's always terrifying and then funny, and then you feel bad for finding him legitimately funny. And that's perfect. Where he'll, like, there's in the Arkham Knight video game, there's a deal where he's like singing to Bruce, and it's this just awful song about how his parents are dead and everything. And then at some point he goes, you wouldn't believe it, Bruce, but I once had the singing voice of a soprano. And he goes, well, I had a vocal cords. And then he does his maniacal laugh, and it's like, that's funny and terrible.
Oh man. I thought you were going to bring up Only You, which actually made me cry.
Oh yeah, that's like the credits.
Yeah.
Of Arkham City. That is, yeah, he made me cry as the Joker. How the fuck did he do that?
It's so twisted, because it is like that version of the Joker is the iconic Joker to me, because he doesn't, like, he does all this stuff because he's so fascinated by Batman that he's like in love with him, and he sees them constantly butting heads as this like elaborate dance, like almost like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we're using lethal force, but we really don't want the other one dead. This is just how we get our kicks. And Batman's
and
like,
that is pinpointed and summarized perfectly in the episode of Batman the Animated Series, The Man Who Killed Batman. I think that's the name of the episode. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, where it's a guy who seemingly managed to kill Batman, but like on accident. Yeah. And all the other villains now have to reconcile with the fact that some nobody killed Batman. And while most of them are just like irritated, Joker is like distraught.
He is heartbroken. Because there's the deal where they go rob like a jewelry store, and Harley's all excited about all the jewelry and stuff, and he's going, he'd be here by now. And then he makes Harley put it all back. And he says, without Batman, crime has no punchline. It's a great line. I think Mark Hamill said that's his favorite Joker line in the entire series.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you which design is your favorite Mark Hamill design, because I have a very clear one.
Gosh. It would either be the Arkham design, which I think is just awesome, or his appearance in Justice League and Return of the Joker, which is like a kind of a good mix of the previous two.
Yes, that's my favorite, because he had a design change from Batman the Animated Series to the new Batman Adventures that I did not care for.
Terrible design change.
Like,
they washed out all of the color. They made his eyes black.
Like little, not like he had normal looking eyes that were colored black. They were like little black dots.
It was like the whole eye was black, and there was a tiny white dot in the middle. And it was a very strange design choice to me.
It was like if a Ditto had to play Joker for a season.
Oh my god.
And I didn't care for that design of Joker, because I like minimalism, but as soon as minimalism became mainstream and well known, everyone and their fucking grandma has tried doing it. There's a bunch of minimalist labels in stores now that when you walk through an aisle and there's just a shit ton of them, it makes you feel like you're in a dystopia.
Yeah.
And I I think minimalism only works sometimes and when done right. And whenever I see that Joker, I'm like, that's an instance where they shouldn't have used fucking minimalism.
Yep.
Joker is one of the most extra sons of bitches in fiction. You should not have made him minimalist.
Do you have a favorite joke from him?
A favorite joke?
Because I do.
Well, just to wrap up what I was saying first, real quick, is that the one good thing that came from him is that I do like the black lips. And so when they made the Return of the Joker design, which they continued using for Batman or for Justice League, like you said, he had the like face structure from before, but now he had like the black lips and his face was a little bit more menacing looking. And I was like, that's
Yeah, and they gave him back those yellowish eyes.
yeah, it's prime shit right there. Especially because yellow eyes is a big thing for me in recent years. Between Kingdom Hearts and Persona, yellow eyes is like a big signifier of like a dark being. So
Same with the Sith.
oh yeah, it's true. Favorite joke, man, I don't know. I don't know if I ever really like committed.
The only reason I've got a favorite is just I don't know why this line is so funny to me, but it's in Arkham City when he does the "you fell for the old fake Joker gag" that bad that he captures him, and then it's kind of a string of jokes. It's just kind of a string of dialogue. This whole scene is like my favorite Joker dialogue ever.
Can I predict which one you're referring to?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's plenty wrong with me.
That line is perfect. And then there's like and then the follow-up is just hysterical.
He's like, take my blood, for example. I wish someone would. This stuff is killing me.
Yeah, that's it. That one joke is just so funny to me. There's also a pretty funny line earlier in the scene where he's telling Harley to get away from him, and Harley's like, but I want to see who it is. He goes, no one's who you think they are, dear. Why spoil the fun? It's just, it's peak Joker. I love everything Mark Hamill does as the Joker.
Yeah, there was something I thought was a wild joke that didn't even come from him. It came from Harley in that game, where she's describing the fact that he's sick. And she's like,
yes, I know.
Mr. J's not doing so hot. He's not feeling himself. Well, actually, he was earlier, but that's not what I meant. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That game is surprisingly funny. Gosh, I love Mark Hamill. I also love that we thought he had retired after Arkham City. And then, surprise, he's back in Arkham Knight. It blew my mind. I bought Arkham Knight. I had no idea he was in it. I thought he had retired.
They made a big deal about that was his last Joker role. And it turns out they just fucking lied to swerve us for Arkham Knight. And what a power move.
And then he's in Arkham Knight more than he's in any of the other games.
I remember the scene when I was playing Arkham Knight. Because Andy was upstairs and I screamed and and they came downstairs to be like, what's happened? And like I sounded like the biggest fucking idiot because like you're moving all the gas canisters of fear toxin and everything and Batman's coughing and shit. And at one point, like, because like the camera like hunches down with him when he goes down to pick up one of these gas canisters, and when it comes back up, Joker's just there with a gun and he says something and shoots Batman, and I was like, ah! And Andy came down. I'm like, the Joker's in this game, and they're like, yeah,
it's Batman.
It's a Batman game. And I'm like, no, but like.
My God.
And I sounded like a fucking idiot, and I had to explain what I meant. And I I feel like that was also one of the best send-offs for the Joker ever. Like Arkham City obviously had a great one, but like Batman actually got catharsis for it in Arkham Knight, in that he battled Joker inside his own mind.
Yeah.
He did the whole like I'm vengeance, I'm the Knight, I'm Batman thing, and he scared the Joker. Was like, you needed me, but I don't need you, and sort of locked
you're
Joker.
afraid of being ashes. You're afraid of being forgotten. And you will be forgotten, Joker. Because of me. It's a cool line.
Yeah. He locks him away in the depths of his psyche, and Joker's
so
like,
fucking cool.
Leave.
And then, so then we thought he retired again. And then he did the Killing Joke, which I did not enjoy the movie, but he's perfect in it, and hearing him do the entire monologue was worth it. And then I thought he retired again, and then in the biggest surprise for me, he shows up in the Lego DC Supervillains video game, and I nearly cried.
I think the it's safe to say that the whole like I'm retiring as the Joker thing is just a lie.
Yeah.
We can expect him to do it until he dies.
Yep.
But I wanted to say something about the Killing Joke movie. Do you know how far I got in that movie?
10 minutes.
If that, how long did it take for Barb to take her shirt off?
It's probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, like that little intro sequence, I'm watching, I'm like, all right. And then like the action part ends, Batgirl's talking with Batman, and then she just mounts him and rips her shirt off as the camera pans
Jesus
up.
Christ.
And I'm like, nope, not doing that.
I saw that, and then I skipped to the like creepy carnival shit. I just need to hear him do the big monologue. I just need to hear that. and then to the very end with the joke and then everything. By the way, that's a very funny joke that he tells at the end of the movie.
What is it?
He says, so there are these two guys, and they're in an insane asylum, and they decide, we got to get out of here. So they climb up onto the roof, and just across this big gap is endless rooftops stretching off to freedom. And he says, so one of them says, hey, I've got a flashlight. I'll turn it on and point it across the beam, and you can walk across the light beam to safety. And the guy says, what do you think I am, crazy? You just turn it off when I'm halfway across. And it's like, that's actually a pretty funny joke. And then they both start laughing, and then that's where it's implied that Batman maybe kills him.
Oh, that was the whole joke?
Yeah, but that punchline of it, you think I'm crazy? You would just turn it off when I'm halfway across. That's very funny to me.
It doesn't even feel like a punchline to me.
All
right.
It does to me. I think it's funny. Gosh, Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I also he showed up in the Lego game, and it was a big surprise for me because there is a voice actor who plays the Joker in the Lego games, and he does a good like kiddie version of the Mark Hamill one. He's doing it much more playful, much more kid friendly, but it's clearly based on the Mark Hamill one, but it's a bit higher pitch and a bit less menacing. And and then suddenly for the last Lego DC game, after 3 games with Joker having actually 2 games with Joker having a its own voice actor in the Lego games, they abruptly switched to Mark Hamill. And as soon as he spoke, it was like, holy fucking shit, that's Mark Hamill.
Yep.
I freaked out.
Mark
Hamill's the best Joker. We can move on now.
Yes. We gotta now talk about another beloved Joker, Heath Ledger.
2008.
Yep.
Oh man, this is where it became clear that the Joker is gonna just be a super legendary role forever. That it's like you get handed the Joker, you have an immense responsibility.
All right, guys, you ready for my hot take?
Oh Lord.
Okay. This is either going to make or break a lot of your listeners' trust in me.
This is your show.
Well, I was like talking to the listeners, but I will real quickly.
Okay.
Dark Knight is a mid movie. It is a mid movie that is elevated to an awesome movie because of Joker, and I'm aware. Like, don't get it twisted. I understand that, like, the statement of, well, if you took Joker out, it would be bad.
That was exactly where I was about to go.
A foundational part of the movie. I get that, but it's not even if you take Joker out. It's literally every scene that the Joker is not in. It's just like, meh, all right.
I love it. I think it's a really well structured film when Joker's not on screen anyway.
Foundationally, like on a blueprint level, like if we're talking about how The Dark Knight is foundationally very sound, is like if I showed you a blueprint of a house and was like, look at how intricately and amazingly designed the foundation of this house is, but go in and saying it's a pigsty is too strong for this metaphor, but then like the walls are painted weird and like the furniture is arranged badly. Like foundationally it's great, but it's boring. And I don't think it's paced very well.
Interesting.
I think a lot of the pacing in the movie lends itself for you to just sort of zone out and blindly accept like things are happening, I'm sure. Like the scenes of dialogue take too long. Scenes of action suddenly go into the action way too suddenly. It wreaks havoc on my attention span when I watch this movie.
That's very interesting.
And my attention only snaps back into focus whenever Joker's around. And I think part of it is that, Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's portrayal of Batman is my favorite because it is the most like I feel like I'm watching Batman from like the cartoon, but like younger. When I see him, he is very accurate to the character of Batman, and while others have all had their own spin on them, those spins always pulled them farther away from like the core idea of Batman to me. And Christian Bale's character is just not Batman. I have never once felt like I was looking at Batman when I looked at him. I thought I was looking at a guy in a Batman costume, but I never felt I was looking at Batman. And the closest he got was honestly in Batman Begins.
That's my controversial take, which I'm guessing you agree with, is that Batman Begins is a better movie.
Yes, I agree. I actually do. I think it's more solid. It holds my attention better. It's paced better.
I do agree with that. I do not agree that The Dark Knight is just okay. I think it's great. Even when the Joker's not on screen. But I still think that Batman Begins is better.
Yeah. Let me rephrase. I think it is a good movie, but compared to the way people treat it, especially at the time of its release, I think it is mediocre in comparison.
That's probably fair because it is held as the greatest comic book movie of all time, and it probably isn't.
It's not, and we should stop saying that.
Anyway,
because it's the greatest comic book movie of all time for people who don't like comic book movies.
Now that's a good point. That's a really good point. That there is kind of a difference between people who just like comic book shit and people who want, quote unquote, real artsy movies that happen to star theoretically comic book characters.
The Nolan thing, like people like my brain keeps wanting to say interstitial, but that's the Kingdom Hearts roleplay I'm doing. What's the fucking what is it?
Inception?
Thank you. I'm glad you knew what I meant.
That's all it takes.
People like Inception. People like that fucking other movie, the one with the backwards and forwards name. Am I high? What's happening? the fucking God damn it! It's the new one. It had the black guy as the lead. It was something about time travel or some shit. Thank you.
Which also had Robert Pattinson in it.
I can't even think of what the word is for that kind of name. Giraffe or egg is the same.
What?
Palindrome.
Palindrome, yes.
Jesus Christ. This episode's fucking me up.
The Joker's, whatever's wrong with the Joker's brain is starting to infect both of us.
Oh, that reminds me. We mentioned a long time ago that my natural laugh is a Joker laugh.
Oh yeah, and that you have to like tone it down for this.
Yeah, I have to like, because when I start laughing like abundantly, people like look at me concerned, and so I have to like, because like when I laugh politely, it's like yeah, but like when I'm laughing hysterically, it's like.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good Joker laugh. I like it.
I know it is. I've become acutely aware.
See, I feel like my default laugh that the listener hears constantly is that kind of low-range Joker mischief.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have to try to go full insane Joker laugh.
Oh, I don't. It just comes to me like visions from a mad god, like I'm a prophet.
My God.
Okay, so enough nitpicking about the surrounding movie. Heath Ledger's Joker is fucking phenomenal, and I have plenty very good to say about it, and then I have something very bad to say about it.
Okay.
His take on a mid to late 2000s darker, more somber Joker is
more realistic Joker as well.
Chef's kiss, because he was able to do it realistically without compromising the core of the character, which is something that I feel Christian Bale could not achieve with Batman. They tried to do a more realistic take of Batman, but they compromised what makes him feel like Batman in the process. Whereas Joker, Heath Ledger's portrayal of Joker feels like it could simultaneously exist in the real world and in the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I think it's so sublime, is that it does not let go of the comic campy origins, but it mires it in real world pain. Like, a lot of people have dissected this movie to death, so I'm sure everyone already knows by now, but people realized upon studying this movie, like it was for their fucking college thesis, was that Joker is, in all likelihood, a veteran.
Yeah.
I
think that's cool.
Yeah, he has like sniper training and training of like military tactics, and when he's giving the speech to Harvey Dent, he's like, when a truck full of young soldiers goes and gets blown up, it's fine. That's part of the
because
plan.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah. So it sounds like he takes shit like that very personal. And so the idea that, especially because in 2008, we were in the middle of a war that was like very, I mean, when are we not? We're America, but you know what I mean? Like the war was on everyone's minds at the time. And that was also reflected in another 2008 superhero movie.
Yep.
So Iron Man, for those of you who can't keep up. And so the idea that something that was so prevalent in our day-to-day thoughts would create the Joker, it it was haunting in a way of like, what if this has already happened? Like, what if there is someone who's been transformed like this based on the trauma that we're living through? And I absolutely adored that. Um, and yet, the negative I have is that it then created this push where everyone's trying to one up each other to be less funny, more edgy as Joker. So Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker, as wonderfully balanced as I found it, taught Hollywood and a bunch of non-comic book fans the wrong lesson about what Joker should be. And as a result, they made the New 52 Joker.
That is fair enough. And like I was saying with Mark Hamill, a big part of why that's the best Joker is because he is legitimately funny.
Yeah. That's the thing. Joker should be both hilarious and terrifying. He should not only be one or the other. That's why the early Silver Age Joker is a fucking loser, because he's only doing like milquetoast, inoffensive jokes. And that's why I also hate the New 52 Joker, because he's not funny. He's like Jigsaw, but with a different clown makeup.
Now, what else is funny about it is that the Joker in The Dark Knight does have a few pretty funny lines. He's got a few funny moments in there that are legitimately amusing, but it's just like you said, I think everyone took the wrong lesson from it and was like, oh, they like these scenes. They definitely didn't like the two jokes we put in.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, the jokes were part of it. I liked the two jokes you put in.
It's not even always just the jokes. Like his demeanor a lot of the times is funny. Like there's a bit where he goes in with his new purple trench coat.
Yeah.
And
the suit wasn't cheap. You ought to know. Yeah. You bought it.
And the dude fucking Michael Jai White is like you think you could just come in here and steal from us? And he's just like,
yeah. Also, the fucking pencil thing. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's horrifying, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. It's all because like he clearly thinks that it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And so even when he's doing an abysmal act, you can't help but sort of chuckle along with him.
Yeah.
So
I gotta shout out the opening of that movie as being one of, in my opinion, the top 4 openings to a movie of all time, because it tells you in literally 5 minutes everything you're going to need to know about this Joker.
Yep.
It's a perfect character introduction.
Okay, I lied. I have a second negative thing to say. Once again, in The Dark Knight, I found like I can nitpick like, wait, when did he have time to set up 2 boats with bombs though? Like, okay, I can nitpick things like that about like, but you would have to do some insane level planning to whatever, right? But the problem I have is that, again, Hollywood went, so people like it when the villain of the movie has insane multi-tiered plans that he would have to use a day planner for, and which like dumb sweaty nerds would have to spend days trying to track down when he was able to do certain things.
Yeah.
And in 2016 we got 2 of those fucking movies.
Yep.
Again, more forgivable for Zemo in Civil War, but honestly just barely. Then you also had fucking bitch ass Jesse Eisenberg just being an omniscient force apparently in Batman v Superman, and it's like literally the smallest thing could go wrong or go different than how you expect.
Literally anything.
And your entire plan is fucking washed. But to be like, okay, when I say how specific that these plans have to be to work the way they do, especially Jesse Eisenberg's, and no, I won't call him by his fucking character name because he's not that character like me. It's like if I was like, okay, I put a bomb inside a crate and I need a wood splinter to fly through the air in this trajectory and hit this section of wall. Like in this, I need it to hit the bullseye that I painted on this wall. And then I just blow it up and it just happens. And I was like, look at what a great planner I am. And anyone who thinks about it for more than 2 seconds went, no, wait, you relied
Anything
on
could have happened there. Yeah. No, I get it. That does make sense. Although, the bank heist scene is a great plan. I like like everything else is suspension of disbelief, but the bank heist is fucking flawless.
Oh yeah, that shit is laid out like a well-oiled machine. The bank heist itself, I think, is phenomenally well done. I can totally see when it's done like that. I can buy it because we clearly see the steps that he took, and I could be like, I can believe that he scheduled this bank heist to happen like 15 minutes before the school buses left for the day.
Yeah.
I can believe that he gave all of these guys individual orders, like shoot this guy when he's done, and they're all just killing each other.
Right. And I love that he even gets a pretty funny moment in there where he goes, I'm betting the Joker told you to kill me as soon as we loaded the cash. He goes, no, I kill the bus driver. And it's just, he goes, what bus driver? He gets killed. And it's perfect.
And he was slowly circling around to be out of the bus's path as well.
Yes.
And that's what I like, because like it's not all just a perfect plan. Like there's actually a bit of improvisation he has to do. Mm-hmm. Like there's a bit where the dude comes out with the shotgun.
Yep.
And him and another henchman are like hiding, and the dude is firing like crazy, and then the firing stops, and then the henchman turns to him and goes, he's out of bullets, right? And you see Joker pause for a second, and then he's just like, yeah. And so then the henchman gets up and gets blown away.
And I love that Joker clearly thought about it and deliberately lied. Just to get this dude shot so that he'd have a chance to shoot the bank manager. It's brilliant.
It's so good. Brilliant. Sorry. That was the other thing. I forgot. My original negative wound up becoming the edgy Joker thing, but I forgot what it actually was. Okay, so third negative. People now believe that Joker is a cursed role like fucking Macbeth.
Because he died?
Because of Heath Ledger's suicide. They're like, playing the Joker turns you insane.
It does if you play it method. So,
which leads to the next Joker we got to talk about.
One more thing on Heath Ledger. I really like that they made him a straight up anarchist, because that's logically like. I prefer when Joker is just, I'm doing this exclusively to piss off Batman because I think that's funny. That's my favorite motivation for Joker. But it's cool that one is explicitly anarchist. He's like, I don't really give a shit about Batman. I don't give a shit about any of you. I just want to prove to you that rules don't make sense. And I think that's a cool ideology for him to have. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, I love that.
Let's go into hell.
Hey, method acting. It's a tool that people use. And, okay, who was it that recently shat all over method acting?
People have been doing it a lot recently. In fact, I think Andrew Garfield said something. John Bernthal, like this morning, said something.
It was someone else.
I don't know. But they all say about the same thing, which is you never see a method actor just being a cool dude. It's always you always have to be some fucking prick. While you're being a method actor.
Yeah, because the things that Jared Leto did weren't even like Jokerisms. He was like sending used condoms and used anal beads, and I don't want to know how they know they were used.
That's not method acting. That's just you being an abusive asshole to your coworkers.
But what would we expect from the guy that admits to owning a sex cult?
That's also true. I also love. Did you hear about the Morbius thing?
Oh
He
God, which one?
he refused to stop using the crutches because he's like the character's sick, and so he had to use the crutches to go to the bathroom. It would take him forever, so they told him to stop doing it. And he's like, "Fine, wheelchair me to the bathroom, but I'm not walking there. I'm not walking there normally because that's not the character." It's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He's a fucking prima donna that thinks he is this high level cinematic auteur, and he's just a prick.
Yeah.
Like, getting into the mind of a character does not require that you live day to day as that character. You know what makes someone a good actor?
And that is potentially what killed Heath Ledger. It's just a bad idea to do it with the Joker.
You know what makes someone a good actor?
What's that?
Being able to act! Being able to pretend for a scene that you're someone that you're not, and not having to convince yourself that this is the person you are in your day-to-day life in order to achieve a believable performance.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to go on record and saying, if you have to live this person's life to be anything like them, you're a bad actor.
Yep. Gosh, Leto. When I first saw the trailer for Suicide Squad, firstly, great trailer. Really,
the
Bohemian
joke is on me song.
That one, and they also did a Bohemian Rhapsody trailer. That was an awesome trailer.
Different opinions.
But I was like, cool trailer. And then they showed the Joker. I was like, you know what? It's a bit weird. It's not the way I typically picture the Joker, but multiverse, open-minded brain. I'm in. Let's give him a shot. He's not a good Joker.
Yeah.
Not a good Joker at all.
I'm glad you draw the line there, because sometimes with your whole multiverse thing, I'm like, are you like low key using that to excuse bad things? But no, you recognize that one's just bad. No matter how much you try and say it's multiverse, it's still bad.
I can use the multiverse to excuse Superman's not quite like the Superman in the comics. Batman's not quite like the Batman. Joker is a fucking menace, and I'm sick of it.
I'm glad.
That laugh, I hate the laugh. I actually did an impression of that laugh while you were away. Earlier during our little ad break. But oh god, I hate it. I hate that laugh so much. And he did it again in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I otherwise really liked Zack Snyder's Justice League, and they brought that dude in at the end to do his piece of shit laugh one more time.
And I saw people being like, well, people that were upset about his look in Suicide Squad, don't you think he looks better? No. Why? Because he has long hair?
He looks marginally better because I can't see the manorexic tattoo shit. But
why did they think it would be a good idea to make him look like fucking Tech-9 or no, not Tech-9, sorry, Tekashi 6ix9ine, that's who I'm thinking of. Like face tattoos, fucking like all of
insane.
It. Like, okay, Joker should not ever emulate a contemporary cool dude. I'm gonna go on record and say that if you think tattoos make someone look cool, then they're not for Joker. Because Joker's thing is that he makes his own cool. Like, people, if you see someone wear the purple jacket, it's not because they think purple jackets are cool. It's because they think Joker is cool.
Right.
And yeah, he's just a dude that wears a ridiculous garish suit, has stupid hair, has kind of an ugly face, but he is so charismatic that it makes other people want to be like, yo, I should dress as Joker for Halloween. Like,
yeah, and it makes it believable when someone like Harley Quinn falls in love with him because he's so damn charming if he wants to be. Even though he's this scarred freak. Also, there exists at least one person who got the word damaged tattooed on their forehead because they saw that in this movie, and I feel very bad for them.
I don't. You should have known that was a bad move.
Oh,
So
God. The honest trailers put it best when they talked about and Jared Leto's Joker, and I think they say this manorexic gigolo who seems like a blend between a mob boss, a clown, and a cat. I think because he keeps doing this weird purring thing.
Juggalo.
Juggalo.
Gigolo is very different.
I can't remember which one he said. What do they mean?
A gigolo is a man whore.
No, I think that's exactly what he meant in the video.
No, but a juggalo is, you know, the Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, I didn't know one.
Insane Clown Posse is a band from the mid 2000s that they say a lot of horrific like death shit or just some dumb shit. Like they make a lot of jokes and stuff in their songs, and they wear clown makeup. And they were a lot of the inspiration for a lot of the like mid to late 2000s like scary clown craze.
Oh, okay.
And so there's people that call themselves juggalos because the Juggalo family is what the Insane Clown Posse refers to their fans as. And so juggalos are a bunch of suburban white guys and teens that are really upset that they're not legally defined as a gang.
That's pretty funny.
Because when they were like, we're a gang, like the courts decided to like really evaluate them, and they were like, no, you guys don't really do any gang activity. You just drink Faygo. And
well, I think the line works whichever way you say it.
Well, no, because if he's a gigolo, then that would imply that he has sex, and I refuse to believe that.
I love that. Good God, Leto. Oh my God.
Trash. 0 out of 10 Joker. Next.
0 out of 10.
Yeah. Who is next? Is it Phoenix?
It is Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Great Joker.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Now,
Love
see,
that.
9 out of 10 for performance. I do have my one problem with the movie is just that it's not really Joker. It's dude with a mental illness winds up in clown makeup and does a thing that the Joker would probably do. But it's like, he's Arthur Fleck. He's got like a coherent backstory and everything. And I'm like, it's a very good movie and it's a very good performance, but it's also pretty clearly just a movie that they stapled the DC brand onto to get more people to see it. That did not have to have anything to do with DC.
I mean, you could say that for any superhero movie.
That's fair enough.
You could say that Iron Man could have been the Rocketeer, like a guy builds contraptions to solve a war that he helped create, and they just made it Iron Man. It's like, well, yeah, that's how movies work.
That's fair enough.
I would also say if you take some issue with the fact that the movie is about a guy who becomes Joker adjacent by the end, would you prefer a Joker origin where he slowly unravels and ramps up to becoming the Joker that we know, or one where he falls in acid and magic acid make his brain go mushy and then he Joker?
Yeah, that's true. I think what broke my unbridled enthusiasm for it was just that I like when Joker's a mystery.
That's true.
Like, well, I know everything about him now. I know everything about this one, so he's just a guy. Joker's scarier when I don't know who he is, or I don't know what he is, or how he got this way.
For me, that Band-Aid had already been ripped off for decades. In fact,
that's true with Jack Nicholson.
30 years exactly. 1989 to 2019.
Oh yeah, true.
Because they had already been like, okay, Hollywood clearly doesn't really like letting Joker be a mystery. Even in The Dark Knight, where they never explicitly say it, they drop all those hints of what his origin is, and they
That's a good
straight up
point.
make him Jack Napier in '89, and like all of these different portrayals. Like whenever he's in Hollywood, they Hollywood does not trust its audience anymore.
No.
They do not think people are smart enough to appreciate a character where they don't have it spelled out for them what their origin is. And as a result, we don't get Jokers in live action that don't have some sort of defined history. And so that wasn't a problem for me because, like, first of all, I've already been hurt in that way. I can't be hurt again. And
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I already knew going in exactly what it was, that it was his origin story. And I was like, well, I never asked for an origin story, but if it's coming my way anyway, I'm going to see if it's a good origin story. And in my opinion, I think it is.
I think it is. And the performance is awesome.
The way that he laughs like he's in pain, I should also say, so okay, me and Andy, my ex, we saw that movie in theaters. It was actually the last movie we saw in theaters before COVID hit. And we both have mental health problems, and me especially. I'm going to say some things. Nobody try to institutionalize me. Just know that this is coping stuff and that I am a good person in my day-to-day life, I promise. But I used to internalize a lot of violent thoughts about the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in order to deal with the way I had always felt I was mistreated, I would have vivid imaginations of hurting people around me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that so that I wouldn't actually hurt people around me, because I still feel very strongly about personal responsibility. Like we said before, I am responsible for my own actions, no matter what kind of circumstances I'm under. And I try to vent any frustrations I have through healthy mediums so that I don't become like a fucking Ezra Miller and start just hitting people.
Yep.
And I recognize not everyone gets the opportunity to vent like the way I had, but part of it was just that I would imagine hurting people a lot. And to this day, sometimes I just have dreams or nightmares, whatever you want to call them, of me just being extremely violent and beating on someone that I know in my personal life. And so viewing someone who was going through similar problems that I had personally been through, and he actually was living out a lot of these fantasies that I had had growing up, it felt extremely cathartic.
Interesting.
And I was like, I am well aware that the purpose of this movie is to say that this is tragic and that he should not have had to come to this point. And I agree, but part of me can't help but feel it's triumphant as well.
Interesting.
In some way, I was rooting for him when he was getting revenge on, like, that fuck who forced the gun on him and then got him fired by saying that he asked to buy the gun.
Yeah.
When he got stabbed in the neck, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and that's the really interesting thing about this movie to me, is that I am fully aware watching it that this dude is doing objectively terrible things, but they kind of earned it.
Yeah.
you're kind of on his side a little bit.
The line of you get what you fucking deserve hits so hard, because this is a Joker where at this point in his early development, at least, he has not gone after anyone who didn't have it coming.
Yeah.
And in that way, what's amazing is that the new Batman movie sort of touches on it. He mirrors Batman's early quest for vengeance, because it shows how Batman being a force of nothing but vengeance is actually a bad thing, and he needs to start transitioning into becoming a proper hero. They do that at the end of the Batman, but this is a dark mirror of that. Being a force of vengeance technically every one of those people had it coming, but it's definitely evil.
Yes. Yeah, and I see.
um
I never had anything, to the extent of what you're describing, but I was bullied like literally my entire childhood up until and partly in college. Ridiculed, publicly shamed, all kinds of things. Just because I'm an odd dude. I don't know. But so in particular, the being made fun of by Robert De Niro's character on the game show, on the talk show, I was like, yeah, that resonated with me on a very high level. That it's like, fuck that guy and fuck anyone who makes fun of people like this.
it's funny because that was actually one of the aspects that didn't hit me as hard, because um little blue history for you. Anytime growing up someone tried to publicly humiliate me, I beat them publicly, like really badly. And so the word got out real fast. Don't try to, like, at least in an open area, don't try to mock this guy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, look, I'm not claiming to be a paragon, right? Like, I'm human and we've all got our shit. And for me, I was very violent as a kid because I couldn't communicate very well. And the combination of me not being able to express how I feel with people treating me like I was a freak for this issue that I never asked for. I never wanted to be unable to speak like other people were. And I was always so hurt and angry, and I couldn't vent my frustration in any way other than just, like, as a kid, all I really knew was if I hit them hard enough, they'll stop being mean to me.
Yep.
And that's what I did. And so I got in a lot of fights when I was younger. And like so there's some part of me where when I see Arthur having spent his whole life not being violent, and finally it comes out, and I was like, I was rooting for him. I really was. And I started getting worried because I was like, oh, maybe this is wrong that I'm having this reaction even as an adult. And so I looked over and I said,
really
Andy,
think so.
And I said Andy was with me. I looked over and Andy's like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, good. It's not just me.
When I remember discussing with someone what the moral of the movie was, and I remember that a lot of people came to the conclusion there's not much of a moral. It's just don't snap and be evil like this guy.
No, there's
I
absolutely
fundamentally
a moral.
disagree. Yeah, the moral is don't turn people into this guy.
Yeah, it's not a moral for the Joker. It's a moral for the surrounding environment. Like
don't
you said,
shut down help for mental health. Don't belittle people who might be struggling.
Because
it's
the thing
all
is,
part of it.
He never chose to be Joker the same way I never chose to have autism. People who have these mental problems don't want them, but we can't get, I feel like a lot of things that people forget when they live good neurotypical lives, decent income and like decent family life, is that when they bully someone who is clearly troubled and they go home, they can forget about it, right? Yep. They can go back to their family who loves them, and they can go back to their decent income where they don't have to worry about putting food on the table, and they can go back to not having to worry about, like, what kind of medicine do I have to take so that my brain doesn't break. But the other person that was just mocked does not have that luxury. Mm-hmm. There is no break. If you watch a really upsetting documentary about fucking puppies being murdered or whatever, you could be like, oh, I can take a break and go back and spend time with my dog. But if someone's living on the puppy killing farm or whatever, they don't get a break from that, then do they? Like, when it's a fundamental aspect of someone's life, there is no reprieve. And as a result, people should be more understanding when they see someone troubled to not add on to what they're already going through. And yet for Joker's situation, he was constantly bombarded with it. Yeah. His funding for his medication got cut. His therapist didn't really give a shit about him. She was just there for a paycheck, it seemed like.
Yeah, she was not a good therapist.
The people at work were uncaring and mocking of him, and the boss never gave a shit about his explanations for why things were happening the way they were happening. People on the subway were just looking for someone to fuck with, and it all boiled over. And it's not that he chose to be Joker. Joker was created. Yeah. And the moral of the movie is that we should all have more empathy for the less fortunate, because like, not only because it's the right thing to do, it not only makes you a good person if you have some basic human empathy, and also helps fulfill your life, but on the flip side, when you don't, you never know if you're going to be the last straw.
Yeah.
You never know if you are the last piece of the puzzle to create a monster. You know, people like the fucking like the shooters who like leave notes and manifestos about all of the people that have hurt them, and you see eventually there's a tipping point where it becomes too much and they feel that like extreme violence is the only way out. It's like if one or two people, instead of choosing to make things worse for this person, chose to try and be kind to them, there would be so much less bloodshed. And this doesn't just go with mental health. Like I said, like people in financial issues. Like we get mad at people who steal food.
Yeah.
Why do you think they steal food? Do you think it's because they're
consider getting mad at the circumstances that made them feel like they need to steal food?
Yeah, you know why they need to steal food? They're hungry and they will literally die without it. Like, I'm very grateful that one of the first movies I remember watching growing up was Aladdin, because it made me realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't be punishing people who literally only have the choice of steal or die.
Yep.
Like, and it's just so fucking frustrating to me that we have just become so desensitized to the pain of others that we will look at someone stealing food and go, hey, that person's taking what they didn't pay for. They probably don't have money for food, motherfucker. They probably had to choose between medicine, like insulin, and sustenance. Or if they even have that. Like, there are people that have it so much worse than us. And we just, there's so many people that don't even recognize. Like, one of the hardest interactions I ever had with my mom before she passed away was explaining that one of my previous partners lived in an abusive household, and mom could not believe that we were telling the truth. Could not believe that someone's family would be so cruel and hateful and abusive to do the things that I was describing. And I literally, at one point, when that partner called me on the phone secretly and had me hear them being beaten, I put it on speaker and shoved it in my mom's face, and my mom couldn't look directly at me. And I was like, with tears in my eyes, like, you tell me that this is a fucking lie. And I love my mom, but that was one of the hardest moments, because my mom, despite being a good person, struggled to understand that there's truly cruel and evil people out there. And that was a situation where I realized that I think people need to become more aware that this shit isn't just stories.
Yeah.
There are people that are suffering and struggling, and we should all, it doesn't take a lot of effort to just be a little bit more caring for someone. If you see someone seems like they're troubled, maybe just ask, hey, are you okay? You need any help? It doesn't need to be anything big. You don't need to give them your house and home and the clothes off your back. You can just listen to them talk for a little while, or, you know, maybe Google like a suicide prevention hotline and share it with them. You know, direct them to people who are able to help, who they can actually have access to if they have limited funds. Things like that. It's so simple, and so many people don't bother. So this is my request to everyone who's listening through all this. Just we all try to have like little New Year's revelations and like self-improvement things. Make your latest self-improvement trend trying to be there for someone at least once a day. Like, if you haven't been kind to someone, like if you've been neutral at best and just been sort of like going through it throughout your day, whether you're talking to someone through text or like you see someone in the street, take a moment to be kind, you know, a couple minutes out of your day or whatever.
It's amazing how often that alone makes the difference.
Exactly. And if we all do it, the quality of life for everyone will go up so much. Because it's also a domino effect. You know, that person's day being made might prevent them from becoming a Joker, might prevent 5 families from mourning, you know?
Yeah, and I mean also just even if you've not prevented some tragedy by being kind to someone, uplifting someone for a moment gives them enough energy to put that towards someone else.
Exactly.
Because sometimes I've had a shit day. It's like I can't put out positivity to people, but all it takes is someone to say something good and kind, and you get a little bit of your energy back.
Yeah. That's what I took away from that movie. And I feel like if people didn't take that lesson away, they weren't paying attention, or they didn't have an open mind.
It is certainly the most meaningful portrayal of the Joker, I think.
Yes, I agree. All right. We got one more, I think.
We got one more. It's a shame we can't end the episode there, but we got one more.
Yeah. I definitely think that's our moral of the episode, though.
That is absolutely the moral. But we have one more, and it is Barry Keoghan? Don't know.
Barry K.
The good old Barry K.
So we don't have a lot to work on with this.
We have about 5 minutes. We have about 5 minutes to work with for him.
Yeah. So I take it from that statement that you've also seen the deleted scene.
Yes. And it's pretty cool. I do really like this portrayal so far.
I would like to take a second to brag that I solved all 3 riddles legitimately.
Me too.
I had to skip the first one after like 10 failed attempts.
Yes.
But
yeah, I had to reload the page so it would give me a different riddle. And then I was like, oh, they're joke themed. Okay.
Oh, I didn't. Well, no. Okay. So first of all, I didn't reload the page. If you just fail enough times, it literally goes, do you want a different riddle? It's like, yeah, please.
Oh, I didn't know that. I tried like 4 things and I was like, fuck it. And I hit reload and it gave me a different riddle.
Well,
and I was like, okay.
My problem was that like I put Joker instead of joke or whatever. and so like I was right there, but it said I was wrong, so I was like, okay, so I was trying different shit, and that was my issue. But anyway, man, he looks fucked up. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't know. Well, like we haven't seen him in a single shot, full, like his face fully framed. We've only seen parts at a time. Also, we don't see him with like the white paint and everything. So, can I say definitively that he looks bad as a Joker? No, but I'm not sold on his look either.
Yeah, it's certainly not a colorful look. He's got the green hair.
Even then, it's like there's bald patches and shit.
It's a freaky look, man. He's gross. They did very good.
Um, I
Incredible prosthetic work because, I mean, Jesus.
yeah, that and I I I was blown away to realize that this was the same guy as Druig,
Druig,
who
yep.
sucks.
I liked Druig.
But Druid sucks. It's one of the most memorable, probably the most memorable line from that movie for me,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, that's funny.
Um, but yeah. When I found out that that was him, I was like, God damn, they really put in the work to make him different. And I thought that his acting was good because it's not Joker in the middle of one of his Joker schemes. It's not Joker out and about. It's Joker when he's low key. He's like, this ain't really my show right now. Like, I'll you know, I'll help out a little bit, but I'm just kind of low key right now. I'm just
Yeah,
chilling.
he's not having a lot of fun.
It's Joker when he's chilling.
Yeah.
In Arkham. And I'm sure he'll have a much higher energy when he's like breaking out or whatever. But for the scene that it is, I like the portrayal. It was good. Again, I need more. I need more to see if he's any good. And I'll be honest, they could have just not they could have just not did Joker and I'd be fine.
I'm very happy with what they actually did in the movie. I thought that was a pretty cool way of, yep, this universe is bigger than you thought it was, and something shitty's going to happen next.
They did the exact same thing with Batman Begins, though, where it ended with the Joker card.
Still cool.
Yeah.
And I loved it then, so I'm totally fine with them doing it again.
Yeah, I mean, look, we still have never had a movie Mr. Freeze. Do you realize that?
Well, we have. It's just a hilarious joke.
No, we haven't. Shut up.
Nice to meet you, Batman.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cool party.
Cool party. I love it.
Anyway, okay, yeah, we have. I forgot about him, and then you said that.
You forgot it existed.
Yes. I was also going to say we haven't had a live action Poison Ivy, but I guess we have had that too.
Yep, in the same movie. Although honestly, she was great. That's a good Poison Ivy.
Sure.
It's a goofy ass movie, but she's a good Poison Ivy.
She's better than Bane.
Yes, and Freeze.
Yeah.
By the way, wasn't Matt Reeves saying that he wants Freeze for a sequel?
I would love that. That would be rad. But here's what I'm saying is that I want more movies where Batman has a big fucking rogues gallery.
Yeah, give me a Clock King movie.
Ultimately, who have we actually ever had in movies?
Let's see. Joker,
Catwoman,
Riddler
Penguin,
twice.
Riddler.
Yeah, we've had Penguin. We've had Two-Face a couple times. We've had Bane a couple times. We've had Scarecrow, and we've had Freeze and Ivy. But yeah, I mean, give us Man-Bat, Killer Croc, Clayface.
A mystery movie directed by Matt Reeves where the killer is Clayface.
Dude, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, who would you cast as Mr. Freeze? Because I've got an instant reply 10 out of 10 times. I'm always picking the same dude.
Who?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Sure.
I'm like, he'd be perfect as Freeze.
All right. I couldn't immediately think of anyone better, so all right. I actually we do have another Joker to talk about.
I hope it's the one I think you're gonna mention, because I was about to bring up that we do have one more.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Gotham.
Oh shit, that isn't the one I was thinking of. We've got one more after this.
Okay, you go first. Then who are you?
Because Lego Batman movie Joker, played by Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, okay.
This Joker is incredible. Which one do you want to do first?
Well, I was just going to say the reason I was going to bring up Gotham is because I actually really like Mr. Freeze's portrayal in that
Oh,
show.
he's great. Yeah.
Okay, do your thing with Zach Galifianakis.
Okay, Zach Galifianakis' Joker is awesome. Because have you seen the Lego Batman movie?
No.
10 out of 10 recommend. It's on HBO Max. Hashtag this
I al-
podcast brought to you by HBO Max.
I also haven't watched the Lego movie.
You don't need it. Just watch the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah.
Batman is hilarious in the Lego movie, but there's no like, you don't need to know what happened in it to appreciate the Lego Batman movie.
Also, the less things I can watch that have Chris Pratt in them, the better.
Yeah, just watch the Lego Batman movie. It's
Okay.
great. And in that they have where the Joker, they very much play up what we were talking about earlier, where the Joker kind of sees their back and forth as sort of a almost loving relationship. And it's like made fully explicit in this movie where he's like desperately wants to be Batman. Like there's a part where he says, what are you going to do, Batman? Let the, are you going to defuse the bomb or catch your greatest enemy as he's escaping? And Batman goes, you're not my greatest enemy. And he goes, how could you say that? How could you say that about us? And he goes, who do you think your greatest enemy is? He goes, Superman. He goes, Superman's not a bad guy. He goes, then I would say I don't currently have a bad guy. I'm fighting lots of guys. I like to fight around. And it's just
Jesus.
It's just like a bunch of really funny shit about Joker really wanting that commitment from Batman that they be each other's arch enemy. And it's hilarious.
That's giving Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I think I've seen this before.
When Goku's fighting Perfect Cell, it's like extreme sexual like innuendo because both of them seem to get off from fighting. When Goku inevitably gives up, because that's the story of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Cell is like, no, now you get back up here and punch me in my perfect jawline. And then Goku goes, Cell, we both knew what this was. Just a fight, nothing more.
It doesn't mean anything.
And then Cell goes, you bitch.
That's exactly what this is. And also there's a really great callback. The movie is just riddled with in-jokes and one-liners and references. The movie opens with, this is MacGuffin Airlines Flight 1138. We are, on approach. We're carrying 30 million pounds of TNT, fused, couple hundred sticks of dynamite, and two best friends. The co-pilots high five. And the Joker walks onto the plane, like he's landed a plane on top of the plane, and he's like gotten into the plane. And he's saying, he like sticks up the pilot, and he's like kind of calmly puts his hands up, and he's like, what, you're not scared? He goes, why should I be scared? He goes, I'm the Joker. And he goes, Batman will stop you? And he goes, no, he's not. He goes, he always stops you. And he goes, name one time. And he goes, what about the thing with the two boats? And he goes, this is better than the two boats. And he goes, how about the parade with the Prince music? And it's just, they're just constantly referencing stuff. And it's really funny. Also, there's a part where Joker says, I've got all of the inmates of Arkham at my disposal this time. And he starts out with, I've got Mad Hatter, Clayface, Two-Face, Catwoman. And then he says, I've got Clock King, Calendar Man, Orca, King Shark. And he's like listing off Condiment King, Kite Man. And it keeps getting more and more crazy. And then at some point the guy goes, you're making half of those up. And he goes, nope, they're all real. It's an outrageously fun movie. It's an outrageously fun Joker.
Crazy
and he definitely
Quilt.
Deserves getting mentioned here. He does mention Crazy Quilt.
Great. I was
10
gonna
out of 10, highly recommend.
I was gonna say, can we stop that thing that they've been doing lately where like one big vehicle has another vehicle land on it? Because especially with airplanes, I don't think you guys know how planes work.
Yeah, it's not
that would crash.
Yeah,
immediately.
Yep. Anyway,
okay.
If you've got spare time in the near future, It's such a fun little movie. It's like my 10 out of 10 super recommendation for any Batman fan. It's phenomenal. Zach Galifianakis deserves a place on the list.
All right, goddamn, I'll check it out later. Shit.
I'm just hyped because I rewatched it last week.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Cameron Monaghan is such a strong, up-and-coming young actor that I saw a movie in the DVD and Blu-ray section of Walmart with him as like the front and center main character. And as a knee-jerk reaction, I was getting ready to buy it until I saw that it was a horror movie. And I was like, no, you shouldn't. And many people might actually know him from Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep.
He plays
and I
Cal.
want him back.
Yes.
I want more Cal.
I honestly want a sequel to that game.
I want a sequel. Well, they are doing a sequel to the game. That's confirmed.
Fucking bad.
But I also want Cal to show up somewhere, like Kenobi or something. Give me more Cal. Give me live action Cal. He's such a good actor.
The benefit of doing the facial reconstruction of Cameron Monaghan for Cal means that you could just have Cameron Monaghan play him in live action.
Yep.
So do that.
Do it.
If I may make a small suggestion though, they should also put fucking Kyle Katarn in something. I'm so sick of him not being a fucking character anymore.
Yep.
Anyway, so I just realized the 90s was a really good time for fictional characters named Kyle. Kyle Rayner.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Anyway, okay, so Cameron Monaghan's Joker, or I'm sorry, so he's not Joker until the very last episode, and even then, I think because there was some sort of licensing issue, they had to call him like Jay or something.
They could never say the word Joker, but they got very close.
Yeah,
because there's a part because there's a part where he says that he's Jeremiah by this point, and they come to find him, and Gordon says Jeremiah, and he goes, "There's no Jeremiah here. I feel like something else. I don't know. Jack, Jay, it'll come to me." And it's like, that was pretty good.
Okay, allow me to take you on the emotional roller coaster that I had with Cameron Monaghan's Joker.
Yeah.
Okay, watch the first 14 episodes of Gotham.
Yep.
Was enjoying it. I thought it was very interesting premise that it's more of a low-key Gotham that's slowly ramping up to the insane bullshit.
Yep.
And we get to episode 15, which I think is the blind fortune teller or whatever. And Cameron Monaghan comes out as this scared kid who his mom was found murdered, and his name is Jerome Valeska. And we get to the end scene of that episode where Gordon starts accusing him of killing his own mother, and he's crying, and he looks down, and then his crying transitions into laughter, and there's a musical sting, and he looks
fucking
up.
Chilling.
And get this, I didn't immediately realize that he was Joker. I was thinking he was just another nut job of the week for Gotham. And he starts being like, "My mother was a cold-hearted whore who never loved anyone," and like doing all that shit. And again, I'm like in awe. I'm watching this. I'm like, this is wild. This is amazing. But I still wasn't really getting that it was Joker right away until it finally gets like, oh, you know how mothers are. They're always nagging. Don't nag at me to clean my room when you've been banging a clown in the next room. And then there's a bit of silence, and he's like, you know, and then he starts doing this wheezy maniacal laugh, and it's when I heard the laugh I went, oh my god,
He is perfect.
Yeah. And he was doing a mixture of Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson and Mark Hamill.
He threw some Mark Hamill in there for sure.
Yeah. And what's funny is that my mom actually knew it was him faster than I did.
That's
Um,
funny.
because I was so entranced in the episode and I didn't get it until the laugh. And so I brought mom in and like started the scene over of the interrogation. I was like, all right, I want to see if you can figure out what's going on here, like who this is and everything. And as soon as he did the my mother, she's like, oh, he's Joker. I'm like, what?
I think you
And
gave her an advantage by acknowledging that this is someone significant.
well, what's weird is mom always picked up weird details. She was like, it's the chin. I'm like, excuse me? She's like, he's
Oh,
got an
wild.
extremely like jutting out angular chin.
That's
Uh,
cool.
and she's like, that's what Joker looks like, right? I'm like, yeah, I guess it is.
He was doing mostly Ledger with his own laugh, and then when I really keyed into, oh, he's channeling Hamill, was when there's like a bunch of crazy people have been assembled to do
Yeah.
a thing, and they're like testing out everyone. Let's see who's the most screen worthy. Say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and they're all saying, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. He gets up on a chair, goes, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
good evening. I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit,
So
he's Mark
so
Hamill.
to continue the roller coaster, I immediately was like in love with his portrayal of a young Joker. And then he was out of the rest of the season. And then for season two, like you said, he was part of the Maniacs. They were broken out of prison. He was like vying to be the leader of the Maniacs. I was like, all right, I mean, like, I guess I can get behind this, where he's starting off being part of like a crazy family, but then in like episode 4 of season 2, he just died. He got
Yep.
killed. And I was so upset that I felt that they had squandered this amazing actor portraying Joker so well. And then they did the stupid thing where they tried to be like Joker isn't a person, it's a disease, and it tied back to that idea again after Heath Ledger killed himself. People like started doing this superstition that Joker was like a cursed role and that he could infect people, and like people who played the Joker would be crazy. And obviously, it's just not true because Jared Leto is just a fucking menace normally, and Joaquin Phoenix is fine. Like he's doing fucking whatever he's doing these days. And like, but Gotham was doing the same shit of like, oh, he was so crazy, he made other people crazy, and then like random like school children were like laughing maniacally and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is some pussy ass shit. I hate this. And I stopped watching Gotham.
Yep.
And so years passed before I was like, I'm gonna try watching Gotham again. And I powered through that bit. And then they were like, okay, Jerome is being okay. First they were like, okay, somebody else like cut off Jerome's face and wore it.
That was a cool nod to comics.
Yeah, and then like Jerome got resurrected from the dead and he found his face and stapled it back onto himself. I'm like, okay, I get it. We're doing New 52. Got it. I was like, but at least Jerome's back. But he also wasn't the same because he was fucking, mentally damaged from Lazarus and being dead for like a year. But he started having a little bit of a budding rivalry with Bruce, and I was like, that's cool. Bruce got pissed off enough that he started punching his face off.
Oh yeah, that was epic.
Yeah, it was disturbing and awesome. I really don't like gore, and it was hard for me to watch, but I got it. And then you were like, okay, Jerome's dead again. Oh, but he had a twin brother named Jeremiah. I'm like, oh my god. But although I hated the Jeremiah thing at first, I actually wound up kind of loving Jeremiah. One, because he had an actual connection with Bruce.
Yes, saw him as a brother.
Yeah, and two, I really, again, if you give me a choice between wildly insane, cutting off his own face, stabbing babies, all this shit Joker, or Joker who is extremely unnerving, cold, calculating, clearly unhinged, but he can wear the mask of someone who's got it together. I will always like the latter, and that's what Jeremiah was.
Yeah.
And his Joker, like, if we go right up to like the next, like episode 99 of the 100 episode series, I'm like, he looks perfect. He acts perfect as a Joker. I adore this. And then we got to episode 100 where he just looks like a fucking freak.
Yep. They went full acid scars and everything.
Like they put prosthetics work to give him like a fatter, chinnier face. And he's got like pock marks and scars and everything everywhere. He's got the Ed Eddie 3 hairs that are really long. And I hate it. I actually hate his episode 100 design. And I'm like, how do you fumble the bag in the last episode?
Yeah. I was fine with it.
I wasn't. Don't do that again. Stop making him needlessly gross. That's why I'm like,
you're not on board with the new one.
I need to see him in makeup to make a fair judgment.
Yeah.
But I'm immediately like, I don't like it when they need to rely on the crutch of making Joker disfigured, right? When it's like when he's got acid scarring or he's got his fucking face cut off or whatever. It's like Joker is just kind of like a normal, maybe like weirdly chinny guy, right? And it wasn't the way he looked that made him disturbing. It's what he did. When you rely on him being like a freaky looking guy that's scary to look at, well, then you're saying you don't have faith that you can pull off Joker's actions and attitude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like in Arkham City, he looked fucked up because he was literally dying. It wasn't done to make him look more intimidating. It was done to make him look like he was a dying man. Yep. He was less intimidating because he was fucking frail. And
that makes sense.
And covered in skin sores and shit.
I do prefer the crisp white look to the horrible disfigured look. But I'm fine with both. All right, I actually have to bail out right now. So I'm just gonna say you can like record a little closing thoughts if you want. But I'm just gonna say, be nice to people and support mental health services, and also follow me at Fandom Optimists on Twitter.
I'm actually gonna wrap up the episode. So
cool. Yeah, all right, let's just do that.
Follow Jordan at Fandom Optimists on Twitter. If you want his personal stuff, it's at Jordan Blueman on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
You can follow me at Cape Corner. If you want my personal stuff, it's at Beyond Blue 13 on Twitter. Don't follow unless like you're okay occasionally seeing like some titties or something, because I like women. Sorry. Fuck. All right. You can join the Cape Corner Discord. We occasionally have polls. Probably won't have a poll for the next couple things, but this was the season 2 finale, and hooray, we did it. We've done 50 episodes of this shit. Expect plenty more, because I haven't worn out my energy for this yet.
Nope.
Share the episode with a friend. God, you could share Joker with fucking anyone. Everyone knows who Joker is.
Yep, this one's real easy to share.
All right. I think that's about it. Like we said, be kind to others, because you never know who needs it. Everyone, and being kind to others ties into what I say here every week. I truly mean it. I want you to know this isn't just a catchphrase. Stay strong, stay true to yourselves, and we can all be heroes, even if it's in small ways.